you worked at the Office of Management and Budget in the Bush administration. Um, I mean, what do you think about like a freeze on foreign aid? Does uh, the court's going to decide this, but I mean, does the executive branch have that sort of authority?
No. I think it's important for the public to understand this is a very extraordinary moment for people who follow and watch these things carefully. Um, there's lots of concern, and rightfully so, that some of the basic rule of law, follow, follow what's supposed to be done kind of processes to make sure that the government runs as the taxpayers have asked it to through its elected representatives. You know, a lot of that's being violated right now. That foreign aid is a great example. They just passed through Congress at the urging of the Trump administration, a congressional continuing resolution. What does a continuing resolution mean? It means that you continue something at the rate it was in the prior fiscal year. So USAID is funded at a level of, I forget the exact precise number. I think it's like 50 billion a year or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's in the 45 or something,
Yeah.
somewhere around
So,
there.
it's funded at that kind of level. And there's nothing in the continuing resolution that says cut it by 80%. Okay. However, the Secretary of State has announced that they plan to cut it by 80%, and they're proceeding right now to cut it by 80%, even though Congress just funded it at 100%. So, but they're not, at least yet, haven't asked for Congress to go along with the cut by asking for a rescission. Okay. So we're at a real point where they're essentially close to, when the clock starts ticking, impounding funds that were just appropriated by Congress. And the question is whether they will follow the law and ask for that rescission, or whether they're going to test the courts and say, well, we think we have authority just to hold back the spending. This
Because
is a very big question for the country. Very, very big and important. It's not a close call. The president does not have impoundment authority. There's no basis in history or law for the claim that there is. In fact, there's lots of evidence, a gigantic amount of evidence to the contrary. So it'd be better if this got resolved quickly so we got back to more regular order. Until then, we've got a real situation of chaos and confusion.